We are officially being recorded. And John Ryan, you are co-host for the meeting, which means you can share your screen, correct?
Yep.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to be in the hands of John Ryan and Stephanie Malashevsky, and we'll go from there.
So I will say off the bat, Peter's already said it once, but if you haven't gotten yourself into speaker view, you can do that in probably the upper right-hand corner of your screen. There are two options, speaker and gallery. You want to be in speaker view. I will say that I'm going to go really pretty quickly. Do not worry. I've done a handout for you, and I've also got a slideshow that I've sent to Peter that he can send out to everybody. So I would encourage you to just watch, and then we'll have a time for questions. So the first thing you want to look at are some settings for your Zoom account. This is from the Zoom app. If you have downloaded Zoom, you have the Zoom app on your computer. You are going to want to go up into the upper right-hand corner. You'll either see a picture or your initials. You want to click that, and then this drop-down box will show up. The two most important things that you're going to want to look at for here is first, this check for updates. You always want to make sure your Zoom is most up to date. Sometimes they'll send you reminders. There was an update that I didn't know about that I had to do today. The other thing you want to look for is this screen this box right here, which is my profile. Once you click that, that will actually take you to the web version of Zoom, and you can see all of your details. From here, this is where you would go in, change your picture, add a picture, not have a picture. And over here on the edit is where you can, if you don't have your name that comes up, if it says like iPad or something else, you can hit edit and you can actually change your name. So we are actually in a Zoom meeting. I apologize to the Presbyterian Women Coordinating Team because I was on with them and made them be my kind of guinea pigs. So they're not real flattering pictures, so I apologize. So the first thing we're going to look at here are some more settings that you're going to want to do. Well, maybe. Oh, let me go back, sorry. So there are three different views that you can have in Zoom. This right here is not a full screen mode. If you see that little box right there, if you actually click that, it will give you the full screen mode and you'll have all of your controls down at the bottom. If you should also see this little box that has view beside it. If you click that, you're going to be able to put yourself into even more of a full screen mode, which would take away this white box here and your taskbar down at the bottom. And here is where you can select between speaker and gallery. And I will say I'm only doing PC controls right now, or computer controls, but I have a cheat sheet for iPhones and iPads for you. So right now we are in the gallery view, which allows you to see everybody on your screen, or you can go to speaker view where you see one person and everybody up at the top. All right, so we're going to look at some more settings that you should have your Zoom account set on. If you go down here to the stop video, and then you see this little caret, if you press that caret button, it is going to bring up this box. The first thing we're going to look at are video settings. This is a nice little feature, touch up my appearance. It just makes you look a little bit prettier, Larry. And also you can check this box, which I would recommend, adjust for low lighting. You can set it to auto and it has some options there. If you scroll down, you will see this box here. Maximum participants displayed per screen in gallery view. Depending on your video card in your computer, you will be able to select 25 or 49. Older computers, slower computers, less expensive computers will only let you do 25. I have a iBook and I can only do 25 with it, but on my piece, church laptop, I can do all 49. Next, we're going to talk about audio settings. This is the next box down. See that little box where it says automatically adjust microphone volume? Please make sure that is checked. It will just let people hear you a lot better, especially if people are having a hard time hearing you and you say that your volume's up. You really need to have this box checked. Also, this is a nice little feature where if it's noisy in the background, you can select auto or any of these high typing dog barks that will help with your sound, the noise that's coming from your background. The next one we're going to talk about are our backgrounds and filters. Again, depending on your computer speed and processor speed, you may not be able to use this feature, but you can select a whole bunch of videos, backgrounds that come preloaded. This one right here is blur, which is nice, which kind of hides your messy background, but only lets you see the person. That's what I had when I came on. You can also, by pressing that plus, upload your own pictures, your own backgrounds to Zoom. All right, we're going to talk about screen sharing. Before we get ready to do a screen share, I would really recommend to you that you have everything you want to show on your screen, not full size, not minimized down in your toolbar, but kind of like this, small, so you can see them. You see, I have the PowerPoint show that I'm working on, a website, and a video. So we go to, in the Zoom meeting, we click the screen share screen button. This is the box that comes up. Here's the first and most important thing you need to remember to do. See these two boxes? Click them. Just get in the habit, even if you're not going to play a video or sound, just click them. It's a good habit to get into. If you don't click share sound and you're playing a video, they will not be able to hear it. So you'll see when this box comes up, everything I had on my desktop shows up here. Now let's say I want to play the video of Penny. I literally click it and the box right here will kind of glow blue. That lets you know that's the screen that people are going to see. Then you go down here and you share your screen, and then people are seeing whatever is on your main screen. When I did this, I had the Word document for tonight up. A couple things that you need to pay attention to when you're screen sharing. This is called your floating video panel. It has all your Zoom controls, or a lot of your Zoom controls, because they won't be at the bottom anymore. The nice thing about this is you can literally grab it and move it around and get it out of your way. If you press this white more 3 dots, you'll get more options. We record on play on YouTube, breakout rooms, whatnot. What you need to pay attention to here is, see this hide floating video controls? If you don't want that, or you're trying to record yourself on Zoom, which I'll sometimes do, that just puts that out of the way. Most important thing on this floating video panel is you've played video and then you want to go to a website. Instead of hitting the stop share button, if you hit the new share button, it brings up your video panel, your share screen panel, where you can select whatever you want to show. Here is kind of a little tip for you. If you have the ability and are going to be playing a video, I would recommend that you download the video to your desktop. There's web-based programs that you can use to do that. That way you do not have to rely on the internet to play the video and stream your Zoom. I just find it easier to know I have the video and it's on my desktop. The other thing you want to make sure, if you are going to do a YouTube video, there's a little button on the panel of YouTube that will automatically play the next video for you. You can turn it off, and it's helpful to have that turned off. All right, let's talk about breakout rooms. Here is our breakout room button. When you select that, this box comes up. You have the option of deciding how many breakout rooms you want to create, to assign the participants automatically, assign manually, or let participants choose room. Let's say we want to pick where people are going to go, into what room. You hit this assign manually, make sure it's lit up, then hit the create button. This is the box you will get up. You will then have the option to rename the room and assign people. Once you hit this little blue assign button, everybody that hasn't been assigned will come up, and you literally just check the box. From here, you're going to hit open all rooms, and that sends a little button out that people have to choose to go into the rooms. This option tab here, the only thing that you would pay attention to here is you can adjust the length of the rooms for when you close them, for how quickly they come back. Another little bright idea, if you're going to be using breakout rooms and have people coming in late or likely to might drop out of the meeting and have to come back in, you'll want to put one less room than you'll need. That way you and a group of people can stay in the main room, and then everybody else can go to the breakout rooms. I learned that the hard way one night when somebody sat in the main room for 30 minutes while we were in breakout rooms. When you are ready to, when you have the breakout rooms going, you will have the option, I don't have a screenshot of it, you'll have the option of hitting your breakout room tab if it's not open, and then you can broadcast a message to everybody. It's helpful to do that to give them a heads up that you're going to close the rooms. So the chat feature, there is the chat button there, and this is what it looks like when it is open. It is helpful to use the chat for people to ask questions, they can talk to each other, they can make observations. I would recommend that you tell people to open the chat because they may not see it. One thing to pay attention to is this little box here. You can select who you want the message to, or it might go to everyone. And sometimes you might type a message that's meant for one person and everybody reads it. I got myself in a little bit of hot water a couple weekends ago by, I was trying to send a message just to my director and I sent it to everybody. So it was a little bit embarrassing on my part. Polling. Polls are great ways to ask questions or take votes. When you hit the poll button right there, this is the screen that's going to come up. You'll see here, we haven't added a question yet or questions. So you're going to hit this blue button, add a question. When you select that, it's going to take you back to the web, to your web-based version of Zoom, and you're going to get a page without this white box first. The first thing you need to do is add poll. Then this box pops up, and from here you can say, whatever your question is or your meeting is. Then here you have the option of what is your question, then what are your answers. You can let people do anonymously or not. You can also add a question here too. When you are done, you're going to hit this save button, and then it's going to, this is the poll I did for tonight. So it is going to take you back to your Zoom meeting if you're in the Zoom meeting, or your poll will just be there ready. When you hit the poll button, you'll want to hit this button that says launch polling. From there, it will go out to everybody that's a participant. You will not be able to vote, and co-host will not be able to vote. But from here, you can see the progress, how long your poll has been open, how many have voted in the percentage, and you can see what the answers are. When you're comfortable that everybody's had a chance to vote, you're going to hit end polling, and then you will get the results back. Since it was only me in the meeting, I couldn't vote, so nobody, there is no vote there. But what's nice on this is share results. When you hit that, this is the box, and you can actually see what, how people voted, not who voted, but how people voted. When you are done with that, you stop screen share results, and it will take you back into your main meeting. Let's say you have somebody on your screen or in your meeting that should not be there, a Zoom bomb. If you hit the security panel, it will pop up this box right here, and you will be able to select remove participant, and then you will be able to literally say who you want to send away. You can put them back in the main meeting room, or you can ban them from your meeting. If you're going to record a meeting, we do have that option on our accounts. When you hit record, this is the button, dialog button that comes up. Record to your computer, which will save it to your hard drive, or record on the cloud. If you're going to record on the cloud, make sure you talk to your staff liaison because it actually goes onto our account, and we don't have lots of room to save meetings. We just know to have to pull them off. When you are done. Hello?
I have a question. It's Penny. Yep. I have a question. So if we are recording a Sunday school class, do we hit record to iCloud?
If you like, when you do connections, Penny, because you're logged on the church account, it would record to our iCloud space.
Okay, good. So I just said, so since I'm using your account, then I hit record to iCloud.
Yep. And
Okay,
then
that's all
when
I need to.
Then when you're done with recording, you're gonna hit this record button again, and then it would actually say stop recording. Just make sure you do that.
Where do I hit
bright
stop
idea.
recording?
What?
Where do I hit stop recording?
When you hit this dialog box where it says record, instead of saying record on this computer, it will say stop recording.
Okay, so, okay, got it. I got it. Okay, thank you.
So a best practice tip for you, if you're going to record, it is best to do that on speaker view, not gallery view like I'm in right now. Waiting room. Some of our accounts use waiting rooms, some of them don't. If you have a waiting room enabled, you're going to go to the participant tab. From there, you can see who is already in the meeting. I was in the meeting, and when somebody is waiting to come into the meeting, you will see their name. Here it's Jenny, and you have two options: admit them into the meeting or remove them, ban them from the meeting. You'd hit admit, and then they join the meeting as usual. Just a few more best practices for Zoom to pay attention to. It is helpful to ask people to mute themselves unless they are talking. It keeps the background noise done. Remember, whatever you see of yourself on the screen, we will see too. So if you got your PJ bottoms on and your camera is not at the right angle, we're gonna see that too. It is helpful to have a co-host when you have a big and busy meeting who can allow participants in from the waiting room, mute people who are making a lot of noise, run your polls and breakout rooms, and also monitor the chat feed. All that allows you to focus on running your meeting well. From the main screen, you will see, or the participant view, you can name somebody a co-host or host by selecting from their picture the three dots in their picture. In the participants view, it's more. Also, if somebody's not, his iPad or something else, you can go in there and actually change their name for them. So before we go any further, here is a poll for you. That is, All right, well, I do not have the right poll up. I don't know why, but we're not going to do that there. Questions?
So John, it's Joe. Typically,
Hi, Joe.
when I'm sharing a meeting, it's one that DCPC has set up. So I'm not always the host, right? I'm not usually the host.
Often we try to get in and pop in and name you a host if it's in the morning, right, or in the evening. We are trying to figure out if we're just going to give our passwords out. That Dr. Henry and I are still trying to figure that out. But a lot of times, we'll pop into a meeting, name somebody a host, and then pop back out.
Right. Okay, that's then is the only way that will work. You guys have to authorize it. Okay, yes. Thanks.
John, this is Wynn. Sometimes we learn by our mistakes. And one thing I didn't realize was I think I was in a DCP class and got distracted as everybody was leaving. And I didn't hit leave. And in the afternoon, after this morning class, I tried to get into another Zoom and I couldn't. And apparently, if you don't hit leave, then you stay in that class, I guess. The next day, everything reverted back to normal, but I had no idea that if I didn't punch leave, I was going to be stuck there. Have you heard that?
I have not heard of that happening. I'm wondering if the host didn't shut the meeting down.
Yeah, and John, this is Julie. When I ended up moderating one of the session meetings or congregational meeting or whatever, you guys made me the co-host. We figured out I could not shut down the meeting. You guys went off to go do worship.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think the host is the only one who can end the meeting for everybody, which is
Yeah.
probably what happened in that instance for Win, is the host walked away, didn't end the meeting. And so Win, you were still in it.
Yeah. Some of the functions that you did see, like polling, only work if you are the host. So just FYI. What other questions do you have?
John, you said you have helpful hints for like iPads. I've only played with Zoom on the PC and struggle when people are on iPads or phones and they don't know where to find what I'm describing.
So the whole 3-page thing that I just went through, Peter has as a PDF document. At the bottom of it is a link to some how-to videos from Zoom, so you can view some more. And then there are 2 links for tablets and phones. One's
Okay.
a web, one's a video, that will help you with some of those. I know I didn't have time to do everything, so I was trying to do.
Nope, this was how, even for me who does a million Zoom meetings, I'm like, oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. Okay, so good. So thank you.
So I am digging into Stephanie's time. You will get, when Peter sends it out to you, my PowerPoint presentation with all of my slides and the PDF document that also has everything that I've said. Sorry, that was really a lot for 30 minutes.
That was awesome.
You
Thank
actually
you.
have
Awesome,
2
thanks.
minutes.
Oh, I only had 25, so I'm 3 minutes over.
Oh, I thought you had 30 whole minutes.
No, just 25.
It's all right. Davidson's not doing well, so we're not missing anything.
What's the score?
27-14.
Oh,
They're in there. They're in there. We can't make a 3-point shot mode.
okay, so
Oh.
Stephanie, you have to be efficient so all the people can go back and cheer so that it can
Yes.
get better.
Okay, I will do this really quickly. I actually only got 3 questions that made it all the way to me. But one of the comments I got was, I don't know what I don't know, which makes total sense. So I thought that I would just start from scratch with getting into Realm. So right when you go in, this is what it looks like for your account, right? Is this what
Yeah.
most people see? Okay.
Mhm.
So the communications are at the top. This is the news feed. And it's exactly like Facebook. People have asked me if they can delete posts or archive them. And you cannot delete a post unless you made that post. So it's just like Facebook or Instagram in that way. But take a scroll through there every once in a while. For instance, let's register for an event. I have some people that have trouble with that sometimes. So we're going to register for David Brinson's music event. And tonight I'm not Stephanie Melishinsky. I am going to be Stephanie Test Case. John might call me Stephanie Head Case, but tonight I'm Stephanie Test Case. And I have a fake husband and a fake child, and we're all going to register. The thing about registering both on the computer and on the phone is it's 3 buttons. It's a next, and register. And I have people that come back to me when they think they've signed up for an event and they really haven't. And it's because they haven't gone through all the steps. So I'm going to show you the first next, the second next, and then you actually have to hit the register button. And so now me and my fake family are registered for this event.
Stephanie,
Yes.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
On my phone,
Yes.
When I open up Realm,
Mhm.
this is what I get: email, password.
Yes.
So I don't know my password. I mean, I guess maybe.
Are you getting into Realm on your computer
Yes.
at onrealm.org?
Yes, on my computer.
It's the same exact login.
Okay. I got it.
So do you have
Okay.
a record of your password?
Yes.
Because if not, I can send you an email that lets you reset your password.
No, I've got it. It's
Okay.
under notes, but I want to go ahead that I don't have to. When it pops up, it just automatically puts it in.
Yeah, if you log into your phone app and you use
Mhm.
that every day, it'll keep you logged in so that you
Okay.
don't have to log in all the time.
Okay, thank you.
And your computer does the same thing. If you use it enough, it kind of keeps you logged in. And it's only when there's been a certain break in time that you have to actually log back in.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. So let me show you this too for the online users. And everybody knows we're at onrealm.org, correct? Like you've all been here. I can't see the whole screen, but is there anybody who hasn't been here on the computer? No. Okay. So one thing that's really amazing is, let's say you're in the newsfeed and you don't know what you're doing. You go up here. If you can see my hand, see my arrow that turns into a hand, there's a question mark up there and you hit it. That's a help button for every single solitary item in Realm. So if we go back and let's say you're in chat and you don't know what you're doing and you're panicking, you go up into help and it'll talk about chat. So I don't have handouts tonight because literally anything that you had a question about on your computer is in that help button. That little, so you'll see your profile picture and your name, and then you'll see the question mark. Let's say online giving. You hit help and there you go. So that's the greatest thing that I've discovered. I had to create this profile for myself so that I could see Realm the way that you see it, because I have a lot more buttons and controls than this. So I did not realize that you guys had the same help capabilities that I do. So I think that's fantastic for you all. Okay, so one question I did get was, when I have numbers, and I think what this person meant was when I show that I have a message on my phone app, how do I know where to go find it? So let's go to communications. And do you see the dot that I have beside inbox? Let's click on that. So I sent a fake email today to my real communications committee so they could be my guinea pigs. And if you can see right here where my hand is, those blue dots are new email messages that I've gotten back from them. So those are the responses. I sent myself a response. You have to pull your screen down. There we go. So the responses are underneath it. So this is the one I sent with the YouTube link. And if you want to see the response that John Bozak sent me back, you just have to pull it down and his response is underneath mine. And
Stephanie,
Susan,
it's
yes?
Gwinnett.
Hi.
And sometimes I will have an indicator that there's a message in Realm, but when I go in, I can't find it. You know, there's nothing lit down below in communications or in chat or in inbox.
Is that on your phone or your computer?
On my phone or my iPad.
Okay, I will say that the phone app, and I use it every day, but it's a tiny bit glitchy and they have updates quite often. So if you make a habit, and I'm sure most people do, going into your app store on a regular basis and make sure that you update the app, because that's one of the first things that tends to happen when it gets glitchy, is that you'll show that you have 5 messages and you can't tell if they're a chat or an email. And sometimes it's really not there. But the biggest issue I found is that chats are pretty easy to see. But the inbox replies, do you see where Susan, John, and Stephanie replied to my email? Those are the ones that are the hardest to get rid of, because you can't really see that they're there. But it's the same thing on the phone. When you go under communications and inbox, just make sure you're looking for all those replies, the direct replies, because that's usually the problem
Thank you.
most of the time. Sure. Okay. The other question I got was how to attach a YouTube link. And you can see that I did that there. Let's pretend like I'm going to send a new message. So I go up here to compose a message. I'm going to send it to my communications committee again. And I'm going to say fake message again. And I'm going to say, hi, I am sending you a fake message. Okay, the temptation is to go down here to attach files. But all that does is bring up your actual computer. So those are for documents that are actually on your computer. What you want to do with the YouTube link is already have it copied. So let's see if I can go here. Okay, so if I pull up YouTube and I go to our channel, videos, let's say I want to send my communications committee the 8:30 worship service. I would click in there, I would right click in there, copy the link, go back to my communications committee email and just paste it directly into the email and hit send. And there it goes, it's right there. So is the person that asked that question on this call? Maybe not. Okay, well, I hope that helped if you're looking to send video clips. Oh, messaging a specific group of people. You can only do that if you're a leader, which all of you guys should be leaders. Is there anybody on this call that can't send a message to their group? Because if that's the case, then it just means you're not set up as a leader. So inbox, compose, choose a group. I only put communications and membership for my fake profile tonight. So those are the only 2 that I can send something to. And that's because I made myself a leader of those groups. And you can hit reply options down here to sender only or entire group, or you can disable it.
So Stephanie, we can only, then
Yes.
that sounds like you're saying we can only send a message to a group that we are the leader of. Is that right?
Yes,
If I'm
right.
not the leader, but I'm just a team member, I can't send a message to the group.
Right. You can't initiate it.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
But is there a group that you should be a leader of
No.
so that you can send messages? Okay,
I'm just trying it out while you're talking.
gotcha. Okay. Okay, so I think I hit all the 3 questions that I actually got from people when they responded. So are there any specific questions that you guys have?
Hey, Stephanie, this is Win. I have a very basic fundamental. Say I meet somebody and I kind of think they're a member of the church. So I just want to check that out. So I go into Realm and I hit the church and I get 1900. Now, is there a way to put somebody's name in that long list of 1900 participants? I'm probably
Yes.
just missing it, but how do I
So
find
over
it?
here, yeah, over here on the left where it says directory, you click on directory and there's a search bar right there. So we can search.
But also,
Really?
if you're on your phone, you're sitting in church, all you do is bring up Realm and there's a search, the magnifying glass over on the right, click
Okay,
that
yeah.
and type their name in and they'll come up if they're a member.
Oh, that's very helpful.
Yeah.
I've done
Okay.
that all the time. You're sitting there
Sure.
going, Kelly, and yeah.
Do we have
Great.
any counts? Let's just see if we do.
Stephanie, one of the things that I guess time will solve is
Gillies.
that not everybody in the church looks at Realm for messages. So like if I'm getting ready to send a message to, let's say, the diaconate, I'm still inclined to send it via email because I have a higher level of confidence that they'll actually see it. But I guess I ought to do both just for now. What do you think?
Well, the greatest thing about this is that it has your history. You see this button over here? You have news, inbox, chat, history.
Mhm.
So if you're sending it from Realm, you're going to keep this history right here in this space. Because when you send it from Realm, it actually goes to their regular inbox.
You mean their email?
Yes,
it goes
yes,
to the
yes.
regular email.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get it
Good.
in email. You get it in both
Yeah.
if you're paying attention. And if you
Yes.
don't, and you're just doing email, it goes to your email.
All right, that's great. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you, Julie. What
So
other
Stephanie,
specific questions? Yeah.
Stephanie, I assume some of this stuff is stored. A&P, we do so much confidential stuff. We're kind of like, I'm not really sure I want to send anything in Realm or attach anything in Realm because I assume I have some confidentiality issues, correct?
The only people that can see it are the leaders of that group. Does that make sense? So
It does. I mean, we're taking attendance in Realm because that's super easy to do, right? We've got our
yes.
group in, and so the co-host goes through and does attendance. But that's about all we're doing in Realm because we're a little skittish, just FYI.
I get that. I do get that. Let me go through attendance real quick, just in case anybody hasn't done that. If you're on the left and you go to groups, I'm going to pick on communications again. These are my guinea pigs tonight. So that's what it looks like when you click on your group. So obviously, I'm sure you've looked at the fact that you can send your group a post on the newsfeed, but you can also see a roster of your whole group under participants, under files. I've sent the communications committee all of the documents that I have from like 3 different seminars that I went to on communications. I shared it with the communications committee. And so all those files are actually stored here in Realm so that they can reference them when they need to. And we can talk about them during a meeting and they're all right in the same place. And then if you want to take attendance, I put a test meeting in there. So I clicked on that. And you've all done this, I think. I'm just gonna.
I haven't, but Peter set up all of our meetings for us, so I was very fortunate. So
Aha. So is he taking attendance?
no, we're taking attendance now, but he went in and put in the regular A&P meeting the first Wednesday of every month at 6:30. So it appears nicely for us and we can just click it. And then
Perfect.
we were able to put everybody in the group or move people out who rolled off or new people in.
Right. Perfect. Okay. What other questions do the folks have that are on this call?
Stephanie, can you show us how to create an event?
You know what? That is something that I thought leaders could do. And I don't think that it's ready yet because I don't think that's available yet. I think your staff liaison actually has to do that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I even set up my test case profile as a leader just to play around with it. And I cannot make it happen, even though there's specific directions in on the ACS website for leaders to be able to set up events. it's not open in Realm yet, unfortunately.
Stephanie, is there a way to check quickly on our phone what our version is? I do automatic updates, so I've never updated Realm, and I was just trying to go. I know on the computer how to check what version I have. I don't know on the phone how to check what version I have.
I don't. Let's see. You can go
Don't
under
worry
settings.
about it. That's an old person. I'm like, I don't know. I just do automatic updates.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I
that
don't
the
know.
app actually tells you,
Yeah, I couldn't find it. That's why I was looking. Don't worry about it. No big deal.
but what I do is go to the App Store and just cheat. I go to the App Store and look at all the things that I could update.
There you go.
available
You
updates.
can get a number there. Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
and you can just see if the Realm Connect app has an available update. And
Thank you.
always do it.
A workaround. Yep. Got it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Always update it though.
Yeah, well, I do automatic, so I'm good.
Perfect.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes. Was this helpful? Did you learn anything from this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Nice.
It's nice of you to work with us old folks who are trying to go do what? Push what button? Where? Do
You
what?
guys are great. Just the fact that you're here means you're the best.
No, it just means we need help.
Yeah, that's right. We're the ones who are willing to say we need it.
And the truth is that if you need more help beyond tonight, or if you master the basics and want to do some more, I mean, obviously Stephanie and John are available and can continue. John looked up, he's like, what?
What? You can call me.
But they're available should you need more help in the future. So
Well, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Very much.
folks, stay safe.
Good
Bye-bye,
night.
everybody.
Go watch the game. Yay!
Yes.
Yeah, halftime.
Thank you.